Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. Um, over to Salt Beer Factory, um, who recently came to Nottingham to do a collab with Castle Rock Brewery. I've got the jumper on, although I've been using it for work today. I'm freezing at work. I don't think it was May. Uh, Casual Pale Ale. Got it from our Lidl, a little diddle, cat and the fiddle. Uh, Easy and crisps, 4%, brewed exclusively for Lidl. Hey, interesting that Lidl are going down their route and Audi are going down the Freedom Brewery route for most of their beers. And it says on the back all about, oh, here we go. Casual pale, like wearing your best suit with sliders. This beer brings a welcome splash of casual to an uptight world. Our easygoing session 4%er slips down a treat, whatever the occasion. With a savvy combination of crisp, clean taste, citrus aroma, and satisfying full flavour. Takes your taste buds on a refreshing journey into the world of pale. On reflection, maybe we should have called it smart casual. All right. So, ooh, another long day. Did the standard eight and a bit hours at work, and then drove over and did a couple of hours on a garden for a little old lady who was 93 or 94 years old. I'm sure she's 94. I'm sure she was 93 last year. She can't be 90, keep being 93. And bless her little cotton socks. She's still there. A little bit more frail than she was last year, but she's still tootling along. She's still remembering people's names and all that. Had a glass of sherry next to her with a carer come, because I'd just come in from the garden. The carer came in and she's got a cup of coffee, cup of tea. I think it was cup of tea, sandwich, and a glass of sherry. And I'm like, that's fantastic. And you know, some people can be a bit, and the word is offhand with people who drink. Yes, we're all adults, you know, unless and trying to shame people who have a drink, and I hate that. I do. We all do what we do, you know. Yes, it's not good to. Oh, is that on the? It's my side now. Oh, it's gone. Thank God for that massive wasp. Um, yeah, but it was lovely to see her actually. You know, having a show and just I have two on a Sunday, and then she was so sweet by the way she said it. An ex-teacher as well, so she's you know, and the marbles are still really there, although physically she can't do. Anyway, on to the beer. So it's about 7 o'clock. It's Monday night. I'm about a day behind with beer reviews at the moment, so which is good because it gives me a chance to say what's happened, like today at work. Oh, I stink of coffee. So I've been spreading coffee grounds at work. Slugs and mice don't like the smell of them. To be honest, after about 3 hours, where I've washed my hands and still can't get the bloody smell out of my hand, I'm getting fed up of it now. Anyway, on to the beer. Yeah, Salt Beer Factory came to Nottingham to brew a beer at Castle Rock. Loving this. They did one last year for the craft beer, for the Robin Hood Beer Festival. You know, it was a craft beer. This time it was a one for the Hucknall Beer Festival. It was entered into the beer festival. I think it got highly recommended actually. Ankle biter, but it changed. It changed. The first cask that was at the beer festival, I had it there, and it changed from the last time I had it, and I kind of preferred it when it was more fresh. I don't know if there's a reason why it was different. Still very nice, don't get me wrong, but it had more about it when it was fresh. So fresh citrus. There's a bit of dankness on this. Oh, after a long day at work. Oh, thank you. 4%. Yeah, easy drinking beer. I mean, it says there, easy and crisp. Yeah, you've got to go along with that. it is interesting that Lidl are doing these brewed exclusively for Lidl beers. Um, are they going to change them every few months? I think that might be the way forward for Lidl. Um, they've got some good breweries, you know, Thornbridge, Salt, Magic Rock was one, and obviously Harbour, and Four Pure were the other ones. I didn't see any more, unless I did, unless they weren't on offer that sale that day when I went. But yeah, it's a nice looking beer. I mean, it's yellowy orange in pour. A bit of carbonation going off. So this is a beer of chat, and I will be doing these beer reviews with chat, separating them from standard beer reviews. I feel like this is the way forward for the channel, to do a beer review that appeases people who just want a 5-minute beer review. You've got your cask and keg reviews in a pub, which are 1 minute and only 1 minute reviews. Reason being, I feel like an idiot anyway when I'm doing them, unless I'm drunk and I don't give monkeys. And then the beer of chats until the lives come back. Funnily enough, I'd been told about a certain live the other night, and there was some strange talking. I only watched the last 5 minutes or so because I was told to, and there was some strange talking about trainers, and I'm not going back to watch it again. It's the reason why I've stopped watching a lot of lives. I'm not even going to tell you who it is I watched, but it was I think it was end of 3 hour live, but I ain't got a clue what the trainer comment was about. I'm watching it, I'm thinking, what the hell? And even my wife says, Queen of Fair, and I says, I've no idea. No idea. Yeah. In some ways, I look at that and think to myself, was I like that when I'm doing lives? You know, half drunk and coming out with stuff that maybe wasn't my normal stuff I'd come out with. And on that side of things, it makes me want to keep away from the politics that goes off across YouTube and not be dragged into it either. So let's move on to the beer review and forget that. Anyway, just wanted to say that though because it was quite interesting, and I'm sure people out there watch these things. Yeah, yeah. So much going off in life at the moment. So busy working, and yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for anything. Never mind flipping getting involved with anything else. Anyway, I've got time for a beer review. That's about it. About my bowel these days. 10-minute beer review. Job's good and that's it. I'm not sure if Salt are coming down to the Robin Nottingham Craft Beer Festival this year. I get the funniest feeling they are. I'm not looking on my phone now because it takes too long to search. But yeah, it takes too long to search. um, but yeah, I was going to search them, but it's just too much hassle. So anyway, that's nice. It's the 4%. You know, you don't need big, strong beers. And the funny thing is, the more I drink lower ABV, the less I'm overly bothered about going high. And I've had a long period now where there's not many big ABVs behind me on the beer wall. So most of the stuff I'm drinking is lowish ABV these days. And I'm kind of enjoying this side of things as well. I must admit, although I still do daily beer reviews, obviously, that when I go out at the weekends, I'm only really drinking thirds and halves. We did have a big heavy day on Sunday, though, to be fair. Yeah. Wasn't steaming, though. Certainly fell asleep quickly. Jesus Christ. I must have got into bed and was gone. Like, hit the pillow in that. So, woke up next morning, I'm thinking to the wife, I says, and he says, oh, you got up and walked. You walked downstairs at one stage. And I says, did I? Got a clue. Although she fell asleep. My son who told me. Says, you said something. You walked downstairs. I was probably doing a check. Because that's what I do. I do a late night check of the doors and making sure everything's locked. Because the rest of them had sit in bed and they'd never check out. And I mean, we've had situations where the door's been left unlocked. In fact, once even fucking slightly open ajar where someone's not checked. And like the French doors in the front room where you've gone down, you checked a few days later, no one's been out the doors for a few days, and you're checking that door's unlocked. There's no lock on the door. It's like, no. I mean, we're not in that age anymore where you can leave doors open unlocked. Although still the older generation are a lot more that way than, well, certainly I am. I mean, I was brought up in the roughest areas of Nottingham. We never left our doors open, unlocked, always locked, And it's funny how your pathways in life, as a kid and as an adult growing up, the choices you make between, and especially if you are of a certain background, you live in a poor area. It's not always poor people who turn bad, obviously, but in a certain area you can become a product of the environment and do bad things, and that bad things is just normal because it's I could have gone down that path. I never did. Got a shock as a young kid, and that was enough. That was enough to steer me back to being, generally a decent person. Generally, no one's perfect. Yeah. We all say things when we've had a drink, and sometimes when we haven't had a drink. But things niggle you and all that. But yeah. So anyway, a bit of a chat tonight. I'm not going to put that beer review in chat because most people know that when I'm above about 6 minutes, it's turned into a beer review in chat. Loving the fact that Salt and Castle Rock are doing these collabs. Castle Rock, and for me, one of the breweries that got me into drinking beer, Harvest Pale means a hell of a lot to Raggy's Beer Reviews. One of the founder beers that got me drinking. I remember drinking it back in 2010 or 11, whenever it was. The taste, I couldn't believe how nice it tasted. On cask, it's amazing. I'm not so keen on the bottled version, but on cask, that's something else. Castle Rock don't do the bottling, and I think, to be honest, cask is king in that respect. Anyway, crisp, citrusy, easy drinking. a nice, easygoing beer. For me, a good 4.2 out of 5. Good addition to the little range. For the price you're paying, and remember that. It's critical to remember for the price you pay. Don't expect something that's big, thick, and when it's only £1.79. Yeah, versus a £5 or £6 beer. We've got to remember this. And I do remember this, you know. Can't compare something like this versus something that I've paid £7 for. And the other way round, if I pay £7 for it and it's not that great, then there's a bone of contention there. Cheers all.